Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame, though it might be nice to own a jet plane.
What is going on, guys? My name is 4G. So today I wanted to make a video talking about the whole idea of Fortnite competitive and public matches having separate loot pools. Now, there has been a lot of talk about this in the last couple of years, actually, when it comes to this game, and slowly over time, Epic Games has slowly separated the loot pools, very little by little, but I think that they need to completely separate the loot pools. I completely understand why they do not want to do that, and that is based off the reason that they said that they want people who watch these live events like FNCS or, you know, the Fortnite World Cup in the past, and hopefully next year we get the World Cup again. They want people who watch that to be able to get into the competitive scene if they wanted to, and it would basically be almost identical to the regular public match experience. But I just don't think that has to happen. There are so many issues with this concept, and the first thing is, of course, things like the Primal shotgun. The Primal shotgun is just a key example of things that should not be in competitive. Honestly, in a way, I don't know if it should be in PUBS either, but at the same time, it's a fun item, it's made for fun, whatever. I don't have a problem with it being in PUBS. That's the difference between it being in PUBS and it being in competitive. I have a problem with it being in competitive. I don't have any problem with it being in PUBS. Yeah, it might be annoying to die to it by someone who's not as high of a skill, maybe, I don't know, yeah, but at the same time, yes, it is public match, so it really is not, it's not that big of a deal. But when you go over to competitive, now that makes a lot more sense to have separate loot pools and to not have broken items like the Primal shotgun, especially the mythic Primal shotgun. I know they did nerf it recently again, which is very good. I'm glad. It's a lot better now. It's a lot more balanced, but it's definitely, I don't think it'll be there. And I don't think you can completely nerf without completely destroying the gun. I don't think that they can really make it balanced. I really just don't think so. The nature of it having a high fire rate, high damage, it just doesn't work as a balanced item. And that's okay for public match, like I said. But when players are competing for possibly millions of dollars, depending on the tournament, either way, competing for any amount of money, you do not want to have something that is so ridiculously broken and just the opposite of competitive in a game that is trying to be competitive while also catering to casual players. And not only is this an issue for the competitive scene, but it's also an issue for the public scene. Now, the reason for that is because you see all these people complaining about the Primal shotgun, and then other people who complain about the people who are complaining about the Primal shotgun, calling them just sweats, always complaining, all this sort of stuff. And you gotta look at it, you gotta try to look at it from both sides. One side, of course, people who just play casually and they like to have crazy fun items, you know, that are maybe a little bit broken, whatever, like the Primal shotgun. They want to have that in the game, and that's understandable. And then when people complain about it, they might get annoyed and then say that is the reason Fortnite is boring, blah, 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 or it's not as good as it once was because now they cater to competitive, but at the same time, they don't. But each side might think that it caters to the other, I guess you could say. But here's the thing. There doesn't have to be two sides. I mean, there has to be two sides in terms of a loot pool, but there doesn't have to be two sides that are constantly clashing together and fighting each other, basically, or constantly arguing about it. I don't think it's an issue with public match players or an issue with competitive players. There's no issue between them. The issue is Epic Games trying to keep both sides happy, and it's not working. It hasn't worked in a long time. I mean, remember in Season X when we had the brute mech in the game? That was in competitive, and people were begging Epic to remove that. That was already pretty broken in public match. I mean, it was fun to use when you were in it, don't get me wrong, but was it fun to die to? It definitely was not. But it definitely was horrible when you were trying to play any sort of competitive mode. It was just not balanced, and things like that are just key examples of why we need separate loot pools. Are they ever going to do it? I don't know. Honestly, I kind of doubt it because they don't seem to care. They could have done this for many months, but at the same time, while I do doubt it overall, there is a slight part of me that does have a little bit of hope that they will separate the loot pools to have things that are more balanced in competitive play only, and then keep all the fun and crazy items that are not as balanced in public match. I don't see the problem with that personally, other than, public match players will go into arena and it'll be a totally different experience. But it's a different experience either way. One is casual and one is competitive. That's just how it is. So separating the loopholes will not change that, if we're being completely real. And if you're looking at it in a realistic setting, it will not change that, because both modes are played entirely different. Not to mention there's already changes with the slight changes with the loot pool, and changes like getting health when you get eliminations, and getting more mats, 500 mat material cap. There's already differences to it. I think they just got to go all the way and completely separate them, because overall when you play them, they do play like totally different games, in my opinion at least. But yeah, what do you guys think about separate loot pools in arena and public match? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button down below. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Fortnite videos like this. And if you guys would like to support me, make sure to use code YouTubeIt's4G in the Fortnite item shop. I do get a small portion of that sale if you do use my code. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.